Welcome everyone, Christine here with a discussion about Prince Imrik of Caledor and how to achieve a ridiculous level of power with him relatively quickly in your campaign. Granted, this is 20 turns, you might be able to do it faster, you might do it slower, but regardless of how you do it, this will be the end result. Nagashazar as a tier 4 settlement, free armies over here that you can use, and a bunch of money. And also, Caledor itself, very quickly within the ability for you to confederate it. If you do a bit of settlement trading over here, and that's really up to you. And even more money over there, because why not? Let's, just go for a bit more money, get more cash, piss off the Skaven. We do all of that at once, and yeah, we get the confederation with Caledor. That is just an example, but let me showcase how you get this done. So right here on turn 1 as Imrik, what you want to do is use the load save character system to get a prince. There are different kinds of choices available with princes, but the one I would personally recommend would be an adept, because you would get 250 experience per turn and 20% ammunition for the entire Lord's army. If you're not fond of using the load save character system, what you can do instead is, assuming you have the DLC for Warden and the Punch, is you can get a ridiculed mage. This will slow you down, and this video is made based on the assumption that you will get one of those adepts or one of those load save character systems, but you can also use a ridiculed mage because you're not paying an influence cost to get that, and ridiculed doesn't matter. Now over here on turn 1 you will have a choice. I would probably recommend resolving this battle, because you can certainly fight it manually, but you might also take more casualties. This is one of the few examples in the entire game where actually fighting a battle manually might inflict more casualties, largely because of the artillery, though you can also avoid it because you got a freaking dragon, use it. For Imrik, you want Root Marcher. For your mage, you want Fireball, and then you should take over the settlement on turn 1. You could delay, because you do have that Caledor Confederation event that starts on turn 2. You could delay, so just put Imrik over here in Force March stance, in camp stance, and just take it on turn 2. Personally, I do want to get around the campaign map as quickly as possible, so I'm going to take this turn 1, fight manually, and then you want to take the Ash Ridge Mountain as quickly as possible. The way you do so is you, on turn 2, you force march Imrik right here. You keep recruiting with this lord, and then you go over there to take that settlement. And yes, get Ogre Mercenaries, because you will want to take advantage of those Ogre Mercenaries. You do lack melee capability, but that is where those Ogre Mercenaries come in. Okay, so right here on this turn, you send your army to the Ash Ridge Mountain. In fact, I think this army could actually defeat them on their own, but it is worth getting experience here, and you're not necessarily in a rush here. Why aren't you in a rush? Because you kind of want to wait for the Man-Eater Ogres before going on any kind of little adventure there. So anyway, we also have the ability of hiring a noble right here. So just take over the settlement. You can sack it if you want to. That might give you some money, but I am going to loot and occupy it. Why loot and occupy it? Well, that's pretty damn simple to understand. We want the rebellion to happen, and we want it now, so, or as quickly as possible. So recruit a noble, load save character system. I would recommend Frugal. The reason Frugal is so useful is because it gives you 5% campaign movement range and 20% extra ammunition. Yes, we are certainly pushing that ammunition argument very, very hard, aren't we? Okay, so right here it's going to be 2 turns to get that rebellion going. I would recommend just recruiting archers with light armor. And if you get lucky enough to get the barracks right here, just destroy your barracks instantly. That may not necessarily happen in your situation. So right over here, wait for the rebellion to happen. Deal with said rebellion, and also pay attention to what's going on. Like, you can declare war on the Darkland Orcs if you want to, maybe. You might be paid for it, maybe. That's a big maybe. But yeah. Money will be a bit of an issue early on, in certain ways. So I would firmly recommend not doing any kind of local recruitment. And in fact, I'm not even gonna repair that building. Okay, so right here, we've got 2 turns until the mercenaries are ready. We can also upgrade our economic building, or actually just wait. We will need a bit of an influx in cash right here. So we can go deal with that rebellion with this one lord, and yeah, get more cash over here. This is all vanilla auto-resolve, by the way, just kind of worth pointing out. So, we can move right over here. Get a bit more replenishment. We'll move him over here as well. So how much are these? So these 2 are going to be 2,000. We can also get, yeah, we can get that actually to a higher tier. That's not really going to be a problem. Although the unit recruitment concerns are absolutely freaking real. You don't need a very powerful or large army with Imrik for him to do his job over here against the ogres. Just be mindful about having like 2,000 gold to hire the ogres when the time does come. One of the ways, and get Bowmaster. Now, I could cheese my way to get Calador as quickly as possible, but there's something worth pointing out about that. It may not really be worth it to get Calador as quickly as possible. And actually, yeah, I'm just gonna get more ogres right here, so delay the economic building. Maybe repair this one, just, you know, help the public order situation. Don't worry too much about rights and all that right here. It's kind of not worth it. And if you attack the camp, we're gonna do so with the very man-eaters we're getting from that camp itself. On the brink of taking attrition, but I did manage to get vision with these lizardmen. And with that vision, and declare war on them through Kugaf, and then I can get peace agreement. What I really care about here is getting these man-eaters. That's really it, right? So with these man-eaters, we can now just declare war on these ogres and wipe them out. Like, they're gonna run away, so split them off from the camp, because the camp itself can actually do quite a bit of damage, but money may be a bit of a temporary issue, and certainly the pacing that I have here, it's been a bit slower than I would have liked, but having these man-eaters is actually going to help me out in a pretty damn substantial way, not gonna lie. But I had to send Imrik on a bit of an adventure over there. Take this port, don't sack it, don't loot it, or anything like that. So now right here, we can start getting these settlements to a higher tier. We may lose some money right here, but I would not worry too much about that with regards to financial situation, if you will.
Speak your words and be gone. No greater rat than me.
So the Skaven are at war with Drazov. So we got 2 out of 4. We'll have 3. We can delay that, by the way. Like, yes, I keep delaying the financial building, but there's a reason I keep doing that. The reasoning is that I want to ensure that I have enough money for a lot of more units. So even though, like, the financial building is not going to pay for itself for a while right there, so it's just kind of not worth it. Now, we do have those Skaven. Those Skaven have been neutralized. We can deal with other things in different ways. Okay, so right here, I just need enough money to last this specific turn. That's all I'm really interested right here. If I could recruit, that would be freaking fantastic. Now, I do want that building to go to a higher tier. That's a different discussion, I would dare argue. So the Skaven have been wiped out. That's fine. Sometimes they do get wiped out. Sometimes they don't get wiped out. That's whatever. Yeah, we can get more buildings. Now, I could sell one of these settlement buildings to Drazov. That would obviously prevent me from recruiting stuff. So I'm just going to pretend I'm not recruiting stuff. So we just go with Imrik. We take that specific settlement, the capital, and actually we can move the Lord into position for the next phase of what we want to achieve here. Because I will just showcase what the cheese is in terms of region trading, settlement trading, etc. Because, yeah, there's a huge level of freaking abuse you can go for. Well, that's a wonderful freaking location to put the dragon. He's in the sea, isn't he? That's great. Okay, that's not really relevant. Pretty annoying, not gonna lie, but... Okay, so right here, we take over this settlement. Gorst is not gonna like what we're about to do to him. Okay, so that gives us one more money for one more turn. But we can go further, trade pig barter to Gorst. And this is where the cheese comes in. And then Rune's End for pig barter, maybe. Or Rune's End for scrap towers, maybe. No. Okay, Rune's End. We also, like, this is the settlement region trading, by the way, cheese. You can choose not to do it to this level. That's all on you, really. But now we just declare war on him. And we take over these settlements back. Yeah. And then we build the barracks. Because of course we do. And now we can actually start getting all this stuff to, you know, proper tiers. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna double dip even further. Now, the important thing to note here is that we're at 3-4, so that obviously, like, it doesn't work to do this if you're... Oh, the ogres actually took out the Skaven. Okay, well, that might work. Maybe I should get the peace agreement done. So I guess they used down there, right? Because, yeah, they have that. I was wondering about that ogre army. Regardless, as I said, Russian Kalador is not really a priority here, but we got Kugath to deal with, right? So how do you deal with that? Well, why should I fight Kugath? He's kind of like whatever as far as I see it, personally. So instead, we sell Rune's End to Drazov, get a non-aggression pact, and we can sell Pig Barter to him next turn. He may be Tretch, he may not be Tretch, that's not really the important thing that I'm worried about here. I'm worried a bit about Kugath, to be sure.
I always do.
They are surely subtle strategy.
All set.
So there will be a bit of damage here. Let's go for that one. So we don't take attrition and replenish some of our casualties. Kugath is there, so we do want the ambush stance. Maybe if we can get Kugath, that would be great. Cafe and caravans coming at Pig Barter. And now we can get the peace agreement. Although maybe we should get him to declare war on maybe on Gorst? No. So yeah, that's... And keep in mind, this is not even the ultimate example of region trading. I might showcase that. But the extreme example would be to trade two of the... to sell as many settlements as we could over here to Karak-Azul after we took this. Just keep doing this with various factions. That is the extreme version of region trading. What I'm just showing here, that's Tuesday. Oh, we got a Skaven, boys. He might attack us. How horrible. Bah, quick. Never underestimate a rodent. It might be the last freaking thing you do. So how do I get there? Okay, so you do want to get there, don't get me wrong on that one. Right here, we just want to trade some of these guys away. So we do want a healthier army, so we're just going to... Well, we can trade the man-eaters too. Yeah, let's do these. One of these spearmen? Yep, that's it. Then we go to Drazov and he's like, hey, you want Pig Barter? Join me into war against Kugath. We may not get as much money, but we do get the defensive alliance, and he will deal with all our problems. So Kugath will be destroyed by, you know, combination of factors right here. So now we can get even more money, and we can recruit another lord. Once you're at this point in a campaign, we're going to get an avaricious prince, and we're going to recruit some archers. And spearmen.
Master
I
of
think at this point I
trades.
don't need more spearmen than archers.
Your decree.
Okay.
The dragon
Get
shall
replenishment, hard to hit. Over here. And it's a bit of an awkward position, I'm not gonna fricking lie. Can you win, my dude? You know what? If you can win, I'll go for it. If you can't, I am not fighting fucking Dredge for you. Let's just leave it there, and I think that's the best solution for all of us. I might have to bail out Razov. Fair enough. He does have a full stack over here, so you might destroy Kugaf all the same. As I said in one of the videos that I have done on this channel, the best strategy... Oh, okay, so he's won. Fair enough. You won? Congrats. That's not worth it. Oh, and Meow Yang. Is it? Yep. Start getting those lovely, lovely trading agreements with Cafe. Well, that's fine as far as I see it. Anyway.
Follow me to glory.
So we get the dragon, go fight the dragon, kill the dragon, take the dragon.
A dragon cannot be hurried.
So over here with this army, we just want to force march. The dragon you get can be a bit of a nuisance, I'm not gonna lie, but all the same, it's very worth it. Not gonna lie, that is a harder version, a harder dragon, but it's beatable. It is a frozen one, but it's just a regular battle against this. You got archers, man-eaters, and all that, so... And Imrik. Okay, with Imrik at level 10, you will get your quest for the Armor of Calador at level 8. So fighting that dragon helped propel me in terms of levels. You fight this, you win this, you start going for Nagashizar. Like, that's your goal. Like, this is a bit of a tricky battle, but what you want to do here is you make sure you take better Bay, right? Make sure you take better Bay. Like, after fighting that battle, make sure you take better Bay. What you're really after here, though, is Imrik's Calador Incumbent skill. This gives you free hero capacity for nobles, 2 influence per turn, as well as a whole bunch of benefits over here that you can and should use. Maybe I should have gotten dedicated Vol. Anyway, so yeah, this can be a tricky battle, but I would say you can always use one of the super dragons, like you would have one. Hell, you know, I could just dismiss one of the archers and get that super dragon right here. The reason I didn't recruit it up until this point, let me just...
I'm ready.
I just dismissed one of the spearmen, actually. Like, the reason I didn't do it up until this point is because I obviously wanted to... Yeah, that does work. I'll take that. That is the auto-resolve quest mod, so you would have to fight that manually. You could win it with fewer casualties. It's just worth saying that. So you do take this element, but now we have the skill right here to get all of these nobles, though I would recommend Bitter Bay. So what do you want here? Well, you want the armor. Fire resistance, kind of. Ashen Field, yeah, sort of. You can get these 2 skills if you want, but they're not really the most important things over here. Kindle Flame, magical benefits. For nobles, knowledge of high elf affairs. Why the knowledge? Because that just gave me some level of vision with Wolf 1. Not a great level of vision with Wolf 1, that's kind of worth saying that. But eventually that will translate. So even if you lose Calador, you will still be able to eventually get something done with Wolf 1. If you take too long with getting Calador, yeah, you will end up regretting it. So just bear that aspect in mind, right? Research-wise here, I would probably go with Trumpeteers. And with Karakazul, you can decide to screw them over until they die. But, yeah, because you can trade some of these territories away to them and then take them back. But there I got the non-aggression pact. As I said, Calador is not a priority. Let me show you why. Because I know exactly what's happening. They've probably lost this element, they've kept their capital. Or they've kept both of them. So there, it does vary, but usually they'll at least keep Vol's Anvil. Right, so you do have time to work with this. Just kind of worth pointing out. with respect to it. That does mean I will need an extra settlement, but I'm kind of not exactly worried about that. I'll show you why. Okay, so at this point, you use the Greater Invocation of Vol. That is the key aspect that you want to go for here. You pick whatever item you want. It kind of doesn't matter, really. You can go with the Blade of Sea Gold. That's unimportant. If you want to ensure that you pick up, you know, one of the that you pick up Calador as a benefit, you can go to Client Carrion. You sell Bitter Bay to them, maybe not. In that case, okay, that's not gonna work in that case. Fair enough. You can also go with Clan Moors and do so. Just keep in mind there will be consequences. You can sell other settlements to them. So let's say we sell the Bone Gulch to these guys, right? We can get it. We can get the sale through. But that's not really an important bit. We attack this settlement. Now, Invocation of All helps you with this, but you can also use your dragons as siege attackers. So now we can win. Literally win. Auto-resolve, legendary very hard, vanilla. You can even make this easier by going after this army separately. That's the reason you want to put this element under siege. That's the reason I have so many armies. We go over here, right? We take over this capital. We loot and occupy it for the vast quantities of gold we will get through it. And voila, we got a tier 4 settlement, we got handmaidens, we got power. And with respect to, the Calador situation, and as you can see right here, I'm at 5-6, right? I just need one more settlement to do. I can obviously go for, you know, just pissing off Quake, but we can just trade one of these settlements away to him, because he's at war with Forik by the looks of it. So we sell Bitter Bay to him. That's a lot. You don't need to do this. I would recommend you do this if you feel like... There's various things you can do, but you sack it, and voila, you got the Confederation of Calador. You get Welcome at Court as a benefit, favors abound, and that's done. Now, usually, Calador does have a limited time span. Usually. Normally speaking, I would not expect them to have both of these settlements available. This is all vanilla that you just saw here. This is not some, like, ooh, cheesy stuff. Now, it is fortunate in this case that they did have that specific settlement, so we can get some various things over here. I would recommend getting rid of that because you're not really... I guess you could get white lines if you want, but they're kind of useless in this situation. So we can now declare war against Noctilus. He will attack you. He will be a problem, but you're not specifically interested in just, you know, holding this over. You're not necessarily interested in just wiping out as fast as possible. You're just interested in surviving. If he attacks Vol's Anvil, you can annihilate his armies. The Vampire Coast is one of the most pathetic fucking races in the game to ever be seen on the campaign map. I am not exaggerating that in any way, shape, or form. Now, the nice thing about Imrik with all his nobles is, yeah, you can go for the entertainment building, but getting Nagashazar over here, you can do this potentially faster, but this is a very easy way of doing it. You just risk bankruptcy early on. You do have to go out of your way for it, but now I have a ton of freaking flexibility to, you know, go after certain people, and I did get lucky over here, and I can get Sisters of Avalon. You can avoid going after Quake the way, but the nice thing about recruiting Sisters of Avalon, like, I can recruit an army of sisters right here. Let's just say we wouldn't want to recruit on Imrik himself. He's got other shit to deal with. I'd probably not recommend going for sisters, though. Depends on how you want to view it, right? But one of the armies would go fortify our main holdings, The other one would go, so we would defend the Bone Gulch and Asteroid Mountain, so one of these armies would have to do that, or force march its way there. But that's it. You can delay with Calidor if you think they're not going to go down, but you can also just decide not to give a damn about Calidor, because if you look at the climate here, it's really bad climate. Wolf 1 is worth it. Calidor maybe not so much. So that would be it. Questine signing out. Stay tuned for more.